Good morning, Bob Sokoler, Louisville Real Estate Show, News Radio 840 WHS. Hello.
Hi, Bob.
Hi.
This is Kelly.
Yeah.
I bought a house about a month ago, and whenever we had the big rain, my house started flooding in the basement. Now, the disclosure did not say anything about my house flooding or that it did flood or has flooded. What do I need to do about this? What steps do I need to take now?
All right, Kelly, so we've got two separate things. Let's start with the inspection side of it. Of course, we don't know whether you had it inspected, but Brad, would you notice?
Yeah, when we're inspecting homes, we're typically looking for clues. So we're looking for evidence of previous moisture intrusion. We're looking for previous, water staining as we're going through the basements in particular. We're pointing out those areas of grading around the house where, they're low, sinking back down to the house, allowing water to pool up against the walls.
Yeah.
So we're looking for all of those things. We're looking for the downspout extensions that aren't putting water out in the yard. So the problem is that if you have a finished basement, sometimes those things are hidden behind walls, and we don't have a way to see behind a wall. Yeah. So unless at the time you're there, the moment you're there, you find wet carpet, you find stained drywall, it's a really difficult thing to see. Of course, with the amount of rain that we've had, it seems like every house that had been dry for the last 80 years suddenly is, now has a wet basement.
So that actually leads nicely over to Kevin, because Kev, if it wasn't disclosed, what are the chances that this is just happening for the very first time?
Well, you have to pretty much prove that the seller knew or reasonably should have known that there was a problem. Part of it is how long were they in the house? I think that rainfall that we had the last time was, once every 20 years?
Yeah, we've had some of those recently.
Yeah, well, she's been in the house, I think she said a month. So it all was started.
Well, the prior seller. The seller's been there for a couple of years. It very well be maybe that they don't know if they've been there 20 or 30 years. It could be something that just recently occurred. But what you really need in those type of situations, if you want to pursue that, is you really need to find some type of independent documentation shows that they knew originally. Should have known. For instance, they had someone come out, take a look at it. They decided not to do the repairs, and we had one person, the guy that does a spray rubber on commercials, they try to do it themselves and then cover it up. Well, if you get that type of situation, it's kind of clear cut.
Yeah, when you see the Flex Seal repairs, the homeowner repairs, that's kind of
it works on TV, guys. Come on.
On boats only, though. Not on basements.
What you would call a professional waterproofing system.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Flex Seal. Okay. So in this case, would you recommend at this point, Kev, to pursue legal?
Well, I think the first step is probably to talk to the young lady, whoever she had as a real estate agent first, kind of discuss it, look through the disclosures. Usually the realtor would call the other realtor. And again, the thing, if the seller only owned it for a couple of years, it may not be worth pursuing. Now, if they own it for 30 years and you have, usually the neighbors are really good sources of information. You get to know your neighbors, you talk to them, and they say, "Oh yeah, it flooded all the time. We saw the the wet basement repair guy out there, and apparently they didn't want to pay the money or something like that." So neighbors are a great source of information.
So go knocking on your neighbor's door. That can help you to start things off there, Kelly.